So according to a new study, it found that men are more willing to have more kids. Why do you think that's the case, Kurt?
Because they're not the one giving birth. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I can want a child, but I don't have to deal with all the stresses of being concerned of making sure that baby is healthy inside of me for 9 months and dealing with the extra weight and the challenges, the stresses of work, you know, your body changes, you know. So from a man's perspective,
It's easy to say it, right?
It's easy, of course. All you know, the baby comes and you play with it. And like, let's be real. Like, so I really like to know, like, who did they ask in this? Where did these people live, right? Because these all play a factor. Because if they're asking somebody, let's say in the state of New York or Manhattan, right, specifically, where the cost of living is so high and everything's career driven and everything's go, go, go. And unlike Canada, where you get a year for maternity leave or even an option up to 18 months, I believe in the US it's 6 weeks, right? So these are all the things women think about when they're planning a family. So if she's career driven and has goals to reach a certain level, she understands that it can be frowned upon that you're having kids, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and this is the reality.
In this day and age, it still is a reality,
It is a
especially in
reality.
America.
So guys don't have these challenges because, you know, they go into an interview, somebody's going to look at them and base everything on their qualifications, how they're presented to determine if they want to give these people a job.
Yeah.
I know for a fact there's certain companies out there who will look at a young lady, see if she's engaged, see if she's married and be like, okay, I'm going to have to be concerned that she's going to have children. Like, these are all the things
I've
they
been
go
in,
through.
you know, closed door meetings and that was discussed,
You
right?
see?
And obviously, you know,
It's not right.
it's
but
not
it
right,
is
but
a discussion.
people look at that as a factor on, you know, should we hire, is this person in its executive role or any role really gonna, you know, go on mat leave in the next a year or two, right? Unfortunately, it's just a reality that people are crossing in their mind, right? It's not fair.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one more question on this topic. You have 2 kids. I have 2 kids. Our kids are roughly the same age, roughly. Now again, easier said than done. We're men here, and yes, we're the ones that basically want more kids. But if you were to, you know, have your way, or, you know, do a do-over, would you have more kids than 2?
No.
No.
I feel like there's so many variables.
Sure.
Because if it's a situation where I'm making a lot of money and I can get a nanny to help out with a lot of the little things around the house to make sure that, you know, the entire burden's not on my wife at the time, then sure. But if it's a situation where we're living in a city where 2 incomes are still required in order to live a decent lifestyle, I'm going to keep it at 2 because I'm thinking about long-term, the impact, you know, when you have young kids, your schedule changes. It's never the same like individuals who have no kids, right? People can't relate to that. It's a lot of people who, you know, they'll be like, let's go on vacation. No, I can't just leave my kids. It doesn't work that way. You know, they're like, oh, forget it. You're stuck. And that's the reality. And so it's a complete lifestyle change that, you know, people need to be ready for. And sometimes women know that and they like, you know what, let me have my fun. Let me get to a certain point. And then once I reach that certain point, now I can start having children. From a guy's perspective, they're like, okay, I just want my son to, you know, become an engineer or an astronaut, a doctor, or, you know, play sports. Right. I want him now just to play with things. It's like it's like a little best friend that you want to mold. But again, from a mothering, it's completely different because now you have to be concerned about the well-being of this child. It's a different stress level. Like when you think about it, like how often have you been to the doctor as an adult for yourself?
Yeah, very few times.
I can guarantee you the most parents right now with kids are at the doctors
all
every 4 months for something. So these are all the things you got to be like, you know, taking. They're always sick. Then you get sick, and then you got to take time off of work again. How is it? How you looked upon if taking all this time off for your kids? Right. Some companies are very sympathetic and understand, but the reality is, if unfortunately.
I forgot about that. I forgot about all those babysitting dues and like, you know,
and then you throw another curveball into this. It's like, what about those kids who have health issues? Right? You know, autism it seems to be running rampant. Like if you're fortunate enough to have very healthy kids, it's fine. But when you throw all these other things that you don't anticipate, it's life changing. It puts a strain on the relationship. And again, people can't relate. It's hard.
You know what I was gonna say Yes, I would love to have more kids. Like, you could have threw me, give me like 15 reasons why.
So, but how many though? How much more?
You know what? Like again,
or would it be a situation where, what if you had a boy and a girl? Would that change your answer?
No, you know what? I love kids.
I love kids too. I don't want no more though.
Like, okay, so my wife and I decided, two is good, but yes. I think that was more because of the hardships the woman has to go through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? That's a lot of sacrifice for me, so I'm good. Mm-hmm. But in terms of if it was just like just popped out of an oven, right, kind of thing, and I would want like 20 kids. You know what I mean? Like, and you know what? I was thinking, because your younger one is young, right? Uh-huh. Younger, right? Uh-huh. And my younger one is she's gonna be 13, right? Uh-huh. So now I don't have like a little baby little kid in my house, so and I missed that, right? So I think that's why I would have loved to have four, 5, or 6 kids. Mm-hmm. In hindsight. And another reason is, it's gonna be a little bit I guess a little gloomy kind of reason, but once you leave this world, you only have like your kids as your
legacy,
as your DNA that still roam the earth, right?
Yeah.
And when you have many, and what if they don't reproduce? What if they don't have kids, right? So, your DNA line just ends, right? So having more kids increases the chance of, your genes living in this world. I know it's a weird way of looking at it, but Yeah,
because you'll be gone. Yeah. But again, my youngest, he's 12. So I like the fact that he's a bit more independent, sure. Right? I don't get me wrong. I have so many memories of him growing up and doing little things, and it's amazing to look back at some of the videos, and it just brings a smile to my face, and to his, because he likes watching his own videos.
Yeah, same.
But at this point in my life, I'm thinking about, okay, retiring and living a certain lifestyle. I can't imagine having a 1-year-old at this stage of my life when I'm thinking about retirement, because again, I just want to be able to just really enjoy life, that stage of life, because the reality is they're like, oh, you retire at 65. Listen, I've been in the seniors home. There's a lot of people who are younger than 65 who have health issues. And you know what? They never got to enjoy life, right? So they say, again, 50s, no, it isn't. 35 is your midlife, honestly, where you have, because again,
everything, health-wise, and right? Mobility,
right? So
35, probably is midlife. Maybe even 30 is, right? Like,
so this scam of working to 65 and retiring, it's a scam.
It is a scam.
You're paying tax into something that you hopefully benefit for another 5-10 years, right?
Don't get me started on that.